All right, well, we're gonna move forward, guys. Debate time. This is a different debate time. So what we're gonna do? Last time we did debate time, I think it was last week. We talked about best wide receiver duo going forward for the rest of the season. Very juicy stuff. This time, what we're gonna do is I am going to blindly give.
Mm.
Unfortunately, Olu's not with us. I would have loved to have Olu on this because Olu's always good for this stuff. Olu, I miss you, my brother. But I'm going to blindly give you a player's stats. I'm not going to tell you who they are. You got to try to guess who this is, and then I'll tell you where they rank and what their name is. And would you want to hold? Do you want to buy or sell or hold this guy based on their current production? Okay, let's try this out. Let's see how this works. So the first thing I'm going to give you guys one player from each positional group in fantasy football. So first we're going to go with the quarterback. Okay, this quarterback currently has 1,618 yards, 11 passing touchdowns, and 3 interceptions.
Say that again.
This quarterback has
Mm.
1,618 yards, 11 passing touchdowns, and 3 interceptions.
Oh,
Not really rushing upside, but 2 rushing touchdowns on top of that. Who do you think this guy is?
The 2 rushing touchdowns threw me off.
yeah. I'm gonna take a guess. Is it Kirk Cousins?
All right,
Will?
my guess. Oh man, golly, I was gonna guess Kirk as well, but to put someone else out there, okay, I think he's had more than 3 interceptions, but I'm gonna say Josh Allen.
Okay, now I'm going to tell you this part, okay? This quarterback is currently quarterback 5 in fantasy football. Do you want to change your answer? Stop looking at the numbers, Shed.
Right, he's Googling something. I saw that. He put his mic on mute and everything. His eyes went up.
Get over here looking
I
at all
saw
of his computers.
flashing lights.
I swear, I'm not looking at numbers. I'm just thinking about the teams. I got to think about the teams in my head. QB5.
QB5. Does that
Oh,
influence your
Okay.
answer?
Oh, Jared Goff.
I-
Jared Goff. I'm switching my answer from Josh Allen to Jared Goff.
What about CJ Stroud?
So this guy who has 1,618 yards, 11 passing touchdowns, 3 interceptions, but also 2 rushing touchdowns is Jared Goff. Detroit Lions. So
Let's
here's the thing, guys.
go.
He only has 2 less fantasy points than Patrick Mahomes at number
Gosh.
4, and he's currently beating out Justin Herbert and Lamar Jackson. Jared Goff is rated right now more fantasy points more than Justin Herbert and Lamar Jackson. What do you do with that right now? What do you do with Jared Goff? Do you buy? Do you sell? Do you what?
No,
What's your
I think
thoughts?
if you have him, you hold him. Don't trade him away.
Worst.
And here's why. Their offensive coordinator, Ben Johnson, is a genius. That he is slowly he does not come from the Shanahan or Andy Reid coaching tree. Okay, so it's very, very rare to see an offensive coordinator of this caliber who didn't come from one of those 2 guys. He didn't. He's kind of this, self-made coach, from what I understand. The man is a genius. He's making life so easy for Jared Goff, and he might have a couple down weeks without much of a running game, but no, I think this is going to continue. The Lions are legit. I think we've seen enough. I'm ready to declare they're going to win their division, and they'll make some noise in the playoffs.
I think I'm sold on Jared Goff just because that record of X amount of attempts without an interception, right? So he was able to really take care of the ball.
Right.
Number 5 QB. I mean, it's 6
I
weeks.
love it.
I believe you kind of are who you are at this point. There's some stability. We've seen a lot, so definitely hang on to him. Continue to play him.
I love him. I'm 100% sold. I like Jared Goff. I'm trying to make moves to get him in leagues.
Yeah.
I'm in a redraft league where Shed's in it, and I have Jalen Hurts. And there's a guy in that same league who wants Jalen Hurts from me because he has A.J. Brown and Dallas Goedert. So he really wants Jalen Hurts. He has Goff on his bench. I'm like, look, give me Goff, give me a receiver, I'm trying to make all the – there's not much of a drop-off right now.
Right.
I'll take that. I will take that.
Is it?
It's
Is it,
insane.
so here's the question. Here's the question before I move on to the next guy. Is this sustainable? Can he finish the year as quarterback 5?
Not as quarterback 5, but I'll stay still top 8 and still a guy you want to hold if you have him and keep starting every week. He'll still be a top 8 quarterback. He may drop off a couple spots, but that offense is it's hitting on all cylinders. And even, again, they've had injuries, right? Amon-Ra has been banged up, and Jamison Williams working his way back in off the suspension, and they just
Running backs are both down.
both running backs are out, but they keep rolling. I mean, Sam
They're making it
Laporta
work.
is legit. They're making Josh Reynolds look like this incredible, starting receiver. Yeah,
Ballin'.
they're the real deal.
Ballin'. Remember, Detroit is that girl. That girl in the friend group that you're like, wow,
Yeah,
she's beautiful.
but you never realized how
You
beautiful
never
she
realized.
was.
Let's keep it moving. I'm gonna give you guys a running back now, okay?
All right.
This running back has rushed the ball 97 times, has rushed for 456 yards at 4.7 a pop. Currently, this running back has 6 rushing touchdowns. Only 13 catches and 105 reception yards. But ultimately, what am I saying? 456 rush yards to go along with 6 rushing touchdowns at 4.7 a pop. Who is this guy?
Gosh.
And what's the receptions?
Only 13.
13 receptions through 6 weeks. Oh, man. So very limited involvement in the passing game.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to say no, they just had a bye week. I would have said Kenneth Walker, but they already had a bye, so those numbers don't add up.
Could it be Brees Hall?
I'll give you guys another hint. This running back is currently running back 4.
4. Running back 4.
Gosh,
God.
I like
is
Brees
it-
Hall a lot.
Is it Montgomery?
Will?
Yeah, I would have leaned towards David Montgomery as well, but here to give our listeners a different guess. Gosh, the receiving numbers don't add up, but I got to go with this. I'll just go with Travis Etienne, but I think he has way more than 12 receptions.
Yeah, Travis Etienne has 21 receptions right now.
Oh, wow.
Travis Etienne's the running back 3. The running back 4 right now in fantasy football is Kyron Williams.
Oh, my gosh.
Who saw Kyron Williams as being a top 5 running back a third into the season? What do you guys thoughts on that? Is
5'9".
Right. Is that even sustainable?
Well, no, it's not, because he's already hurt and missing this week. And
I shouldn't have given you guys Kyron Williams.
Yeah. He's already hurt. But I'm going to say even when he comes back healthy, I don't think it's sustainable, because the Rams, they're going to start working in Zach Evans, right? I'm not worried about them signing Darrell Henderson. That's hilarious. That's just hilarious to me. Please don't pick him up off waivers and expect anything out of that. Zach Evans this week actually might give you some numbers, right? He's about the only healthy established one. I don't think it's sustainable, but if you have Kyron Williams, you probably got him off waivers. He has won you some weeks, because you just put him in your flex. You don't lose anything. You didn't have to trade for him, he was there after all drafts.
It's fun while it lasted.
Yeah.
I should have given you guys that one. I didn't take into account the injury.
So look, again, no Mike Evans. This is my team again. No Mike Evans. No Zach Moss. Kyron Williams is out. I am destined to lose this week here.
Oh, man.
At least your guy. Listen. Well, yeah. Amen. I'll let that go. All right, guys. Let's go to receiver, okay? Receivers are a little bit tougher. I will be honest. Receivers are a little bit tougher. Because there's so many, right? There are so many. This receiver currently has 26 catches, 363 yards, and 2 reception touchdowns. Okay? If you want some advanced stats, they have a 59.1% catch percentage, 8.3 yards per target, 14 yards per reception. But ultimately, the raw numbers, 26 catches, 363 yards, 2 touchdown receptions. Who do you think this is?
All right, I'm going to say Calvin Ridley because those are not very impressive numbers, but he's had 2 big weeks. But I don't think he's not scored a lot of touchdowns, so 2 seems to be within range. I'll go with Ridley.
I'm gonna go in the opposite conference. I'm gonna go with CeeDee Lamb.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay. Here's another hint.
no.
You can keep your answers the same or change it. This wide receiver is wide receiver 25.
No, CD is way higher than that. He's not
Let's
had the
see.
touchdowns, but he's got a lot of yards. Because CD's had some like 25-point fantasy weeks. I'm
Wait.
gonna stay with Ridley. I'm staying with Ridley. Wide receiver 25, yeah, Calvin Ridley.
Is it Drake London?
Oh,
So-
that is a good guess. That's a
So
very
this
good guess.
receiver is indeed Calvin Ridley.
Oh!
Calvin Ridley
Oh,
is the
Yes.
number 25 receiver. Yeah, CeeDee Lamb is ranked number 13 right now. CeeDee Lamb's much higher. But Calvin Ridley, so a lot of people were drafting him in redraft in the as high as the second or even third round, guys.
Right.
And the
He's
guy
25.
he started out hot, but he's been like Bitcoin, man. He just hasn't been volatile. He's been up and down. Like,
So
what
what you're trying to say is if you gambled on Calvin Ridley, you might have been disappointed.
so yeah,
That's what we're saying.
At the moment? What do you guys think?
Well, the whole Jacksonville passing game has been disappointing because Ridley, Kirk, Zay Jones, like that is a good trio of receivers,
Yes.
honestly. And Evan Ingram has been disappointing, but he's got the talent. They have all the pieces. Their offensive line is not great, so that's definitely a factor. Trevor Lawrence he's regressed actually a little bit from last year, which is really disappointing. We were all hoping that forward progress would continue in year 3. I don't know if Ridley is going to bounce back. I think wide receiver 25, that's a realistic range for him. Like
For the season?
for the season, like 20 to 25. He's not going to be I don't think he's higher than wide receiver 20 at the end of the year.
Let me give you a range of the guys who are ranked right around him currently.
Okay.
So in 1 point PPR leagues, Calvin Ridley is sitting at 25 with 77.3 points. At number 24 is Gabe Davis. At 23 is George Pickens.
Gosh.
These are the guys that he's rated around. And he was drafted way higher.
So
than these guys.
what
Yeah.
did all three have in common? See, Ridley started out on fire, then he had single digit, on fire, single digit. Pickens and Gabe Davis are both the same. They're gonna have their highs and they're gonna have their lows. So
It's boom or
that-
bust.
yes.
Yeah, and as soon as Deontay Johnson comes back, Deontay Johnson demands targets. Like, that is a fact. Pickens is not going to get the volume that he's been getting. Pickens, what did he have recently? Against Baltimore, 10 targets. Against Houston, 7. Against Las Vegas, 6. Against Cleveland, 10. He's not getting that kind of volume.
No.
Calvin Ridley, and he took a year and a half off of football. I want to believe that his numbers are going to go up. I have to. The guy's too good.
His talent is, I would say, at the floor, a top 15 at the floor. His talent
Floor.
wise. Yeah, floor.
All right,
His
now
talent.
keep receipts, listeners. Keep receipts.
His talent right now, he's not producing up to there, right? But he
Oh, yeah,
should
talent,
be
yeah.
he should be in a top 10, top 12 easily. I mean, he started out with what, 28, 30 points? Or
Yeah,
close to 30 points?
He balled week 1.
Yeah.
But let's keep moving. Last one, tight end, okay? This tight end currently has 25 receptions for 240 yards and 3 touchdowns. Now remember, tight ends are relatively thin, right? 25 catches, 240 yards, 3 touchdowns. This tight end has also gotten 32 targets.
32 targets through 6 weeks. That's not that much.
Where is he?
5 targets a game.
Where's he ranked? Tight end what?
You want me to give you guys that hint already? Okay.
No,
he's ranked number
don't.
5.
Oh, 5.
Well, too late. 5. He's ranked number 5.
Okay, so I had 2 guys in mind that I was thinking about. number one, I was thinking when he said 3 touchdowns, I was thinking Cole Kmet, but that was kind of my second pick. But my first pick was Jonnu Smith.
All right. Mine is Dallas Goedert.
So this running back is indeed Cole Kmet, who is ranked tight end 5, right behind Mark Andrews, right in front of Evan Ingram and Dalton Schultz. He's actually ranked above Dallas Goedert. Cole Kmet
Let's
is
go.
the fifth best
Crazy.
tight end in fantasy football. What?
It was
So-
all from 1 week, though. It was all from
Right, it's
one
true. It's
game.
1 week when he got 2
2
touchdowns.
weeks. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Right.
2 weeks, okay.
Yeah, 2 weeks. Back-to-back weeks.
Against the Broncos and then against Washington on that
Right,
Thursday night.
Right. Broncos, he had
Yeah.
against the Broncos, my man had 2 touchdowns and 85 yards. Outside of those 2 weeks, he has not been.
No.
This past week, he had 2 catches for 9 yards.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
so-
don't listen to this and then start putting Cole Kmet in your lineup every week thinking he's going to be a top 5.
That's what I was gonna say. So is this sustainable? And I think we're all probably agree, like, no, Cole Kmet will not finish as a top 5 fantasy tight end, given the
No.
spikes in some of these weeks.
No.